Ich war vergangenes Wochenende für euch in Leipzig bei WWE Live und konnte da unter anderem an einem Roundtable mit dem WWE-Superstar Drew McIntyre teilnehmen. Dort wurden von den anwesenden Journalisten teils sehr interessante Fragen gestellt, die ich euch natürlich nicht vorenthalten möchte. Los ging das Ganze mit Drews Erwartungen für das anstehende WWE UK Premium Event.
Yeah, I mean, I'm aiming to main event the show no matter what country we're in, but certainly the first stadium show in the UK in 30 years, my goal is certainly to main event. For general expectations, I wouldn't just anticipate, I fully expect and almost guarantee the loudest show of all time.
Is it a difference for you that in Wales and not in Scotland?
I mean, I was just happy for it to happen anywhere in the UK. I've been pushing it for so long. It wouldn't matter if it was Scotland, England, Wales, even Ireland would have worked, we'll skip over the water, but ideally, you know, within those three countries, it's happening in Wales. The Principality is such an incredible stadium, so, you know, I think this is perfect, especially as, you know, phase one. I think this is going to be so successful, it'll lead to more super shows in Europe.
Warst du schon mal selber in dieser Arena?
No, I've only ever watched it on television, and it comes across amazing for rugby matches, so I figured, man, imagine what wrestling would be like there, and to physically be inside the stadium and walk around and stand on the pitch and see, you know, the roof basically right above your head. One, you need a roof because the weather's terrible, and two, in those stadium shows when there's not a roof, sound travels up, so sometimes it seems quieter than it is. I've looked out into the people at WrestleManias and seen them like I can see them making noise, but I can't really hear them. But then at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, I walked out there and it was almost deafened. The reaction to the crowd when I walked out during the match, it was so loud, and their roof is 3 times as high as the one in Principality. That sound is going to be contained, and with the UK and European fans and how loud we all are, it's going to be wild.
Ist es in einer Arena ohne Dach aufgrund der ganzen Geräusche schwieriger, ein Match zu worken?
No, it's easier. The more people there is, the louder it is, the easier it is for us, and the more fun it is in general, because the people are obviously having fun, they're making so much noise, and we can hear clearly, you know, things are working and we're on the right path, and we don't have to go, this isn't working, try and pivot a different direction until they start making the noise. And I've wrestled in front of 10 people when I first started in the UK, and I've wrestled in front of 80,000 people, and sometimes those 10 people have been louder. It felt like that was 80,000, but like I say, the noise travelled up. Maybe I wasn't as well positioned as I am right now, but yeah, that loud crowd in Cardiff, they're going to be loud as that. We're going to be having fun, the crowd are going to be having fun. On TV, I think it's going to translate to, like I said, my goodness, this is going to be an event everyone will be talking about forever.
Ist WWE Clash at the Castle ein Schritt in Richtung Wrestlemania in UK oder gar in Europa?
Yeah, I can't see why not. I was just hoping for, you know, a chance to show the company and the world that the European side of the world, the fans are just as crazy, if not crazier, than in America, just as passionate and deserve a show to this level. If you look at the pre-registration sales and breaking every company record, including WrestleManias, that shows everybody, hey, this is going to be a big deal, it will be a big deal, and then we can look at, you know, other potential options. We go somewhere to Paris last night, like they were sold out, so loud from beginning to end. It was awesome, and I'm sure it's going to be exactly the same tonight. And it could be anywhere in Europe.
Wie würdest du die Fans hier mit den Fans in den USA vergleichen?
It depends where you are. Like, the US is so big, every state's like a different country, and they kind of react differently to wrestling, so it's interesting. You know, that's why it's good to not go out there with a kind of straight plan in your head. This is what we're going to do. It's good to go out there with a general idea and just feel what the crowd are into and what they're not into, because the fans in New York might not be into what the fans in Charlotte, North Carolina are into. You have to change up what you're doing throughout the match, but they are loud, they are into it, they are passionate. The difference is I kind of tried to explain to the other superstars who are from this side of the world why they're so much louder, got all these chants when we go over to Europe, especially in the UK, but even every other country. I'll explain, like, it's because of soccer, like football, real football. You know, the fans are so crazy at the games, we always have our crazy chants, and the same energy and passion they bring to the football games they bring to the WWE shows. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of wild chants and songs going on in Cardiff, that's for sure.
Du als großer Football-Fan, was hältst du von der aktuellen schottischen Premiership?
So I better go careful with what I say today. It's cool to see Rangers being competitive again with Celtic. Obviously we got relegated to the bottom division a few years ago, and it's interesting because it happened about the time I got fired. So as Rangers were rising up the ranks in the leagues, I was kind of rising up my reputation outside the company. I returned to the company, Rangers returned to top flight football, won the WWE title and kind of set Rangers a challenge, hey, you've got to go win the league now. And they did win the league and we sent them a title, which was really cool. So they got their WWE title, won the league title. Always been a big Rangers fan my whole life, and played Leipzig the other day and Leipzig got the win, that's cool. I'm going to put on a very entertaining show today. If Rangers won, it might not have been so good for me as a good guy out there. We'll see what happens in Ibrox next week.
Wie stehst du zu einem Comeback deines alten Broken Dreams Theme Songs?
My thoughts are, if I make it happen, everyone better know every word to the song. Like, I hear about it so often, I see it in social media so often, and bring back the song. That eventually, if I'm pitching it, and they go for it, like the UK show, like talking about it forever, and then it finally happens, and obviously it's not just Drew did that, that's our amazing team that have made that happen, but at the same time, I've been the public person saying it, so if it went wrong, and it's like, oh, tickets are like selling the worst of all time, everyone's going to point public and go, it's all Drew's fault, I'd be the scapegoat, so it's cool, that it's going so well. I forgot the question, what was the question again?
What's your thoughts about the Broken Dreams?
Broken Dreams, yeah, I get off track and go off these tangents and need to put me back on track. But inevitably, just like that, I'll push it, and if when it eventually happens, like Ed just kind of brought back these cool entrances, he's got a little more stroke than Drew, I'll get to the point eventually where I'm able to work it in, perhaps to a big Wrestlemania entrance, and I expect everyone to know every word, or I'm going to have to walk back afterwards. Vince McMahon look at me and go, they didn't know the words, Drew. And I'll be like, well, playing the internet, they told me they would know the words. But we'll see eventually.
Does it fit in your current character?
No, that's why. I wouldn't do it just for any old reason or have it every week. Because now, like, the upbeat kind of war music suits what I'm doing. I come out with the kilt, the sword, different mentality. It's very slow and brooding. But for a special event, I think it would be cool, especially a storyline that gets kind of serious, and some of the lyrics have matched a few stories I've had thus far, and I think when the time is right and it comes back, it'll fit the story, and nostalgia-wise, like, people will be into it. The whole trend, I just want everyone to know the words. And we can sell it. So there we go, that's my pitch right there. We can make some money from it.
Hast du das Schwert mit dem Gepäck?
I personally don't. TSA, don't love trying to take swords through. I tried one time, like the first week I had it. I just went up to TSA and they do their usual. Do you have, any laptops in your bag, or any bottles of water, any liquids? No, I don't. But I have this giant sword. Is that okay? So after that, the sword I started traveling separate. I'm in commercial flights, the sword travels private, it's got a bit of a big head now, only eats lobster, so we're gonna have to have a talk with the sword eventually, bring it back down to earth.
Hast du schon mal was mit Make-A-Wish oder Connor's Q gemacht?
Oh yeah, just being involved and around it for all these years is one of my favorite things to do. Like, anything the WWE does that really truly makes a difference is awesome. Like, I was there the day, if the video where all the superstars around the ring and Connor's in the ring and he punches Hunter and pins him and stuff, like, just being a part of that. It was amazing to see his enthusiasm, energy and positivity, considering what was going on in his life. Really, it puts things in perspective, and any chance I got to be part of, like, a Make-A-Wish, it was usually kind of 2 or 3 of us backstage. It was a lot of fun. I remember in Europe one time, myself and Dean Ambrose did one. The kid didn't like me as the bad guy, liked Ambrose, and was chasing me in the wheelchair at one point. That was a lot of fun. And last week I had my first in-person Make-A-Wish, where the girl Giovanna requested me personally, which was surreal that somebody with one wish, anything in the world, chose to meet Drew McIntyre and hang out. And she was awesome, knew everything about my career, was genuinely the #1 fan. I left that with just the biggest smile on my face, and I know, like, she was happy about it, but as I say, it's more me leaving with a smile on my face and true perspective of this is really cool that we have this kind of power as WWE superstars to make a difference, and I love whatever the company does.
Das war auch schon das Interview mit Drew McIntyre. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Schreibt doch mal in die Kommentare, was ihr persönlich von ihm haltet und ob er zu euren Lieblingswrestlern zählt. Abonniert diesen Kanal auf jeden Fall mal und aktiviert die Glocke. Ich konnte nämlich auch ein Interview mit Gunther führen, das auch die Tage kommen wird. Freut euch drauf. Dann wünsche ich euch einen schönen Tag, Abend, Nacht, wann auch immer ihr das Video schaut, und ciao.